Before Islam, Syria was a prized province of the Byzantine Empire, ruled from the distant city of Constantinople. Its cities, Damascus, Antioch, Aleppo, were famous centers of trade, learning, and faith, connected by ancient Roman roads. The population was diverse, but religious tensions simmered beneath the surface. While the empire enforced Chalcedonian Christianity, many Syrians, including the Ghassanid Arabs, followed other Christian sects, fueling resentment. The government's attempts to impose religious uniformity deepened the divide between rulers and ruled. For generations, Syria was caught in the crossfire of endless wars between Byzantium and the Sasanian Persians. Cities changed hands, fields were burned, and the people suffered under heavy taxes and constant conflict. By the early 600s, both empires were exhausted, their grip on Syria weakened. The Byzantine military was depleted, and the administration stretched thin. Many Syrians felt alienated from their distant rulers, weary of religious disputes and imperial wars. The land was rich in history but tired and divided, its people longing for stability. This was the world on the eve of a dramatic transformation. A new force was rising in the south, poised to change Syria's fate forever. The stage was set for a profound shift in power. The Byzantine Empire, once mighty, was vulnerable. The Syrian people, though part of a great empire, were ready for change. Soon, a new chapter in Syrian history would begin. In the 630s, a new movement emerged from Arabia, united by Islam and led by the first caliph, Abu Bakr. Syria, long familiar to Arab traders, became the natural target for expansion. Early Muslim campaigns began as swift raids, testing Byzantine defenses along the southern frontier. Commanders like Khalid ibn al-Walid led small, mobile armies, skilled in desert warfare. The Byzantines, under Emperor Heraclius, underestimated the threat, seeing it as a minor border problem. But early battles such as Ajnadayn ended in unexpected Muslim victories, shaking Byzantine control. These successes boosted Muslim morale and signaled a shift in regional power. The Muslim strategy was clear: avoid direct assaults on fortified cities, focus on defeating Byzantine armies in open battle, and win over local Arab tribes. Gradually, the Muslims established a foothold, isolating Byzantine garrisons. The empire's grip on Syria began to slip. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The jewel of the Byzantine Empire was now within reach. A new era was dawning in Syria. The Muslim victories forced Emperor Heraclius to act. He assembled a massive, multinational army to crush the invaders and reclaim Syria. Outnumbered, the Muslim commanders, led by Abu Ubaidah and Khalid ibn al-Walid, concentrated their forces near the Yarmouk River. The terrain favored the defenders, with deep ravines protecting their flanks. The Battle of Yarmouk, fought over 6 brutal days in 636 CE, was a turning point. The Byzantines launched repeated assaults, but the Muslim lines held firm. Khalid's cavalry struck the enemy's flanks, sowing confusion. On the final day, a dust storm blinded the Byzantines, and the Muslims launched a decisive attack. The Byzantine army collapsed, many perishing in the ravines. The defeat was catastrophic. Byzantine power in Syria was shattered. Heraclius in Antioch mourned the loss of his prized province. The door to Syria was now wide open. The region's fate was sealed. The old order had fallen. A new power now ruled Syria. With the Byzantine army destroyed, Syria's great cities stood alone. The Muslim army turned to Damascus, the region's crown jewel. The siege dragged on for months, with defenders hoping for a miracle. Supplies dwindled, and hope faded inside the city. The breakthrough came not by force, but through negotiation. A prominent bishop, seeking to spare the city, secretly offered to open the eastern gate in exchange for safety. The Muslim commanders agreed. On the appointed night, while Khalid led a diversion elsewhere, Muslim troops entered peacefully. Damascus fell with minimal bloodshed. The terms were generous lives, property, and churches were protected in exchange for a tax, the jizya. This model of surrender, combining military pressure with diplomacy, became the template for future conquests. Damascus's fall signaled a new era for Syria. After conquest, the spread of Islam in Syria was shaped by governance and daily life, not forced conversion. The new rulers allowed Christians and Jews to practice their faiths as protected dhimmi, in exchange for the jizya tax. Many Syrians found the new administration less intrusive, and the taxes lighter than under Byzantium. Religious disputes faded as the Muslim state showed little interest in enforcing theological conformity. Trade flourished as old imperial borders vanished, linking Syria to a vast Islamic world. Damascus and other cities became vibrant commercial hubs, connecting the Mediterranean to Asia. Economic integration brought prosperity and new opportunities. Over time, conversion to Islam became attractive for social, economic, and political reasons. Relief from the jizya and access to power encouraged gradual assimilation. The process was slow, unfolding over generations. People converted for faith, advancement, or advantage. It was this steady transformation, not coercion, that made Syria predominantly Muslim. A new society was taking shape. Syria's importance soared under the Umayyad dynasty. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, the first Umayyad caliph, moved the capital to Damascus, making it the heart of a vast empire. The Umayyads relied on Syria's experienced administrators and loyal Arab tribes to build a powerful state. Damascus became a city of splendor, crowned by the great Umayyad Mosque, a symbol of the new order. The Umayyads invested in architecture, administration, and military strength, stamping their legacy across Syria. Arabic replaced Greek as the language of government and culture. Religious freedom continued, but conversion to Islam became the path to influence. Arabization and Islamization accelerated, transforming society. By the fall of the Umayyads in 750 CE, Syria was no longer a Byzantine outpost. It had become the Arab and Muslim heartland of a great empire. The region's identity was forever changed. The legacy of this era endures to this day. The Islamic conquest of Syria was a turning point that reshaped the region and the world. It ended centuries of Greco-Roman and Byzantine rule, shifting Syria's orientation from west to east. The loss devastated Byzantium, stripping it of wealth and power. The old order of superpowers vanished, replaced by the Islamic Caliphate. Syria became the model for governing a diverse empire, balancing protection, taxation, and pragmatic rule. The conquest's true legacy was not just military, but the creation of a new social and political order. Syria became the heart of the Umayyad Caliphate, integrated into a new civilizational sphere. The events of the 7th century set Syria on a new path, forging its Arab and Islamic identity. The balance of power between East and West was forever altered. The echoes of this transformation still shape Syria and the world today.